Welcome to episode 171 of Southern Gospel Now. I'm Greg Goodman. Southern Gospel Now is brought to you by Daywind.com, where you'll find Southern Gospel CDs and soundtracks. Interest in the Nean since the tragedy has gone well beyond the Southern Gospel audience. Nean Streetman gave an exclusive interview to Woman's World. The article takes a wide-ranging look at the Nealons, the tragedy, their history, their final project, and Autumn's thoughts on coping and the future. In the article, Autumn recalls meeting Bill and Gloria Gaither and Karen Peck in a hotel room where the homecoming artists were staying before departing on the Gaither Alaskan cruise. Autumn is quoted as saying, "They were all crying and they didn't have to say anything. I knew. I looked at Bill and I said, I just lost my entire family, all of them. They took me in their arms and we prayed." The feature was published Thursday, August 29th and can be found at womansworld.com. Chris Taylor of the Taylors tells us about the group's latest song, He's Been Good to Me.
This is a really encouraging song to me. It's a little peppy, a little upbeat. Like the lyrics say, God is so good. He's good to us, and even in the mountaintops, even in the seasons of our life where we're in the valley, when we go through something praiseworthy, when we go through something that we're sorrowful over, such as the tragedies that have struck gospel music as of late, the song is such an encouraging reminder that God is on the throne, God is still sovereign, He's good, and ultimately He uses everything we face in life, everything we deal with, He can turn it for our good and for His glory.
It may just be September, but Tribute Quartet is already making big plans for 2025. Gary Casto explains.
We are so excited to announce about a special tour that we will be doing next year, 2025, called Tribute Quartet's Quartet Tribute Tour. It's based around our Tribute Quartet's Quartet Tribute Volume 1, 2, and 3 that we have released over the last several years. And folks absolutely love those old songs, as well as the members of Tribute Quartet. Night after night, we have fans and promoters asking us, are you going to sing them old songs? Are you going to sing those old songs? So we put our heads together and thought, you know what? Let's do a special tour presenting those songs.
Recently, Jake Angland celebrated 3 years as part of Brian Free and Assurance. He says that this is a dream job.
I can't remember what was life like before this, but at the same time, it feels like it's just flown by for me. But yeah, I've been very familiar with their music since I was a teenager. The Live in New York City album was the first album I ever got. Just enjoyed following the ministry and all of that through my adult years. I was a worship pastor for years before joining the group at a couple different churches down through the years, and been in ministry in some capacity since I was 18, but always followed their music. Always kind of just kept up with it and stuff. And so it was just one of those God things. He opened the door, and here we are. So yeah, it's a blessing, man. It's really cool.
Jeff Easter is a man of many talents. Jeff is known among Southern Gospel artists for his mechanic work on buses. Jeff and Sherry Easter tell us about a recent time when Jeff helped a group out.
We were in Walmart parking lot, and their keypad that unlocks their bus. You know, Prevo, the bus company, wants like $850. I found out that you can buy one on eBay for $89, but you got to cut 8 wires and splice 8 wires together, which is no big deal. And we sat there in the park.
This junk thing is foreign to you, right?
Oh, yeah, I know all about making something out of this. We sat in Walmart parking lot and replaced Karen Peck's keypad on their bus. And then every time Ricky Gooch, I tell you, Santa Claus, that's what you are, you Santa Claus.
Karen Peck Gooch has been writing hit songs for years. She tells us about when she decided to get involved in songwriting.
When we joined the Daywind label, Rick Shelton said, why don't you drive to Nashville and sit in a writer's room with some great writers? I didn't do it for a long time just because I'm a tune person and an idea person. And I thought, well, I don't want to waste anybody's time. But when I got into the studio, I actually realized that, hey, maybe I do have something more than just a tune and an idea, but I do know when the song comes together, that's what I want to say. It has been such an incredible experience for me.
Southern Gospel music is known for big events with multiple artists. The Inspirations in Karen Peck and New River found themselves on a program together recently. The groups took the opportunity to do a little backstage jam session. The Inspirations joined there by Karen Peck Gooch and Susan Peck Jackson. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't mind hearing a little more collaboration between those groups. Southbound's current hit is Middle of Nowhere. Clint Brown talks about the lyric from the tune, which mentions tomorrow's sunrise.
In our latest single, Middle of Nowhere, I wrote a lyric in that chorus that I love. Chorus starts off, he'll meet you in the middle of nowhere. You're going to see he was right there. And this is the lyric I love, waiting on you like tomorrow's sunrise. There's one thing guaranteed, if you are still breathing. The sun came up this morning, and you know who was waiting on you right there? God was. That's what he does. He meets us. Just like the sun rises every day, God is there every day in the middle of whatever we're facing.
Time for a look at the top Southern Gospel songs of the week from the Power 50 chart.
Number 5.
Your healing is on the way. Greater Vision.
Your healing is on the way.
Number 4.
Praying for the Prodigal. The Kingsmen.
Keep praying for the prodigal.
Number 3.
Fall Into Place. Jeff and Sherry Easter.
For everything to fall into place.
Number 2.
He Sent Him for Me. The Inspirations.
He sent him for me.
Number 1.
Be Ready. Karen Peck at New River.
No matter what you say, no matter what you do, be ready, be ready.
That's our report. You can explore all 171 episodes of Southern Gospel Now wherever you find podcasts or at southerngospelnow.com. Southern Gospel Now is brought to you in part by SouthernGospelPrizes.com, where currently you can register to win a cruise for 2 with Right Road Quartet to the Caribbean in February 2025. All the details and registration at SouthernGospelPrizes.com. I'm Greg Goodman. Thank you so much for joining me. Love your neighbor, and I'll see you back here next week with more Southern Gospel news on Southern Gospel Now.